today, sir?
Man, we in here chilling. We getting ready to talk some sports. We in the studio. We finally comfortable and got ourselves in the studio, yo. We in here. So we got a lot to talk about. You know we're gonna keep it Baltimore. We're gonna talk about the Orioles. Are they fool's gold? We're gonna also talk about the Ravens. We know OTAs are starting, the season get ready to kick off. So we're gonna talk about that and some of the things that could happen over there with the Ravens. We gotta go back and talk about the NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic. Is he top 5? But first, what we're gonna do first, we're gonna talk about the hottest topic in sports on the NBA side. We know the draft is getting ready to come up, but a bigger name has been involved with this draft. And we talking about Zion Williamson.
The young boy.
The young boy has been in the news for other things other than basketball. But I don't think that's a big issue. I think that's just life.
Nah, he doing what a young man do who has millions of dollars in his pocket. It's just now these days the women are running wild with it now. You know what I'm saying? It's not quiet. It's not a quiet life no more for the women who need somebody to take care of them.
Yo, I think that's the craziest shit though. Like ever.
I mean,
that's wild.
It is what it is. I mean, she gonna run with him and wild him out as long as she can. And two, I guess she feel like she milked the cow for everything she could milk it for.
But I'm looking at some of the shit that she just did recently. Talk about, well, I'm gonna put the evidence out, the tapes out. I'm like, shorty, you know you're giving them some real good publicity right now.
I mean, the only thing is New Orleans can't fall for the bait. If anybody gonna fall for the bait, you know what I'm saying, New Orleans can't fall for it. You know, let this run. You know what I'm saying? What she doing as a, I think she said she was 31, 33, something like that.
She's grown.
Yeah, as a grown woman, you getting rid of the cow. Mm-hmm. You had a whole cash cow and you didn't even know how to play your position. You know, you're ex-porn star, you'll be fucking again soon. You know what I'm saying? You'll be out there throwing your ass back again instead of just posting pictures of yourself on Instagram.
Well, obviously she's throwing her ass out enough because she's got the sex tapes with Zion Williamson.
I mean, a sex tape with an NBA player, that's in everybody. What's the name? It's how you want to live your life afterwards. Obviously, she ain't trying to live a smart life. She trying to run with it and do what she want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not very smart of her to keep, poking the bear. Because you keep poking the bear, what you gonna get? You gonna get a bear attack. And at the end of the day, when he realized that, you know what, I don't give a fuck what she do. I'm gonna cut her off, and I'm gonna go ahead with this one lady that's about to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Just run with her. You know what I'm saying? Because she was out there in the streets too. She been around the block a couple of times too. But I guess the other young lady just wanted the baby too. I think she wanted the baby too.
Well, they all want attention. Don't get it twisted. They all want the attention. And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, they're young, okay? Especially in Zion's case. 22 years old, 4 years in the league, former number 1 overall pick. The hype train is there. Zion's young. And this is something that we talked about a couple years ago. Was Zion going to have the right advisors and the right people around him to protect him from stuff like this? And obviously, he never got it.
Well, the way I see it is he hasn't said nothing. He hasn't posted anything. Everything's coming from her. So obviously, somebody's looking after him. Because the best way to respond to something like that is silence. Mm-hmm. Say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let her run with it. You know what I'm saying? And then and if she want to release the tape, let her release the tape. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you worth $200 million NBA contract. We ain't talking about nothing else. We just talking about your NBA contract. I wouldn't worry about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? You about to be a father. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff you need to worry about. If she want to do everything she want to do to try to disrupt your character, let her disrupt your character, and you live life. You go on the court. You become, because every time somebody bring you back down 3 steps, the league gonna bring you back up 5 steps. Maybe like he went through this and he went through that. Now he's back. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing New Orleans can do, in my opinion, is try to get rid of him.
Right. I don't know. I think they might be trying to make that move. And now we're going back into what we really want to talk about with Zion, and that is Zion Williamson is on the trading block as of right now.
Right.
He is on the trading block. It looks like New Orleans is ready to move on from Zion. They are fishing around to determine if they want to make him a new member of either the Charlotte Hornets, the Portland Trail Blazers, or any team that is willing to go and take a chance on Zion Williamson. So now, let's go into it just real deep. Zion has been in the league for 4 seasons. He's played the equivalent of only 2 full seasons in the NBA. Kind of sounds like that of Joel Embiid's past from when he came into the league.
Right.
My thing with Zion, and a lot of people look at it 2 different ways, is because when he's on the floor, he's giving you what we all expected as a number 1 pick and a generational talent. The man has been an all-star. When he's on the floor, the New Orleans Pelicans were winning basketball games. But he hasn't been available. And the best ability is availability. He hasn't been available. They paid him like a young superstar should get paid. He's got a big contract, but the man has not lived up to it in some people's eyes based off of the finances that he's receiving and the production not being available to play on the court. I'm going to ask you this question. Does Zion want to be in New Orleans, or is this another ploy by a star player that's trying to exit stage left?
Well, then again, most players who's trying to exit always has something to say. Zion has been quiet through the whole process, has not said anything. So I think he want to stay there. You know what I'm saying? But the best way to prove everybody wrong about yourself is go ahead and trade me. So when I arrive at the new spot, I show you that y'all made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And New Orleans is, you know, for this to even be, for him to even be on the trading block is crazy to me. Like, Zion was the piece for Anthony Davis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zion came from the Anthony Davis trade, right? That's that pick. And now it's like you're giving away AD and you're giving away Zion. You're not gonna get another AD, or you ain't gonna get another Zion. It's just bad, in my opinion. It's bad business. Now, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a no clause. A no trade clause in his contract. So whatever happens, happens. But I did see the trade for Atlanta. I think they would love him out there.
Oh, I think he would love to be in Atlanta. I would think he would love to be in Atlanta, but I'll also say this. Would that be a good thing for basketball purposes? See, everybody looking at it like, oh, he needs to change the scenery. I personally think he needs to change the scenery. But he has to. Why does he need to change the scenery?
Yeah.
I think he needs to change the scenery. No, got nothing to do with that. I just don't think he likes the franchise. See, a lot of times people say, yo, you in New Orleans, you the man down there. Bad franchise is a bad franchise.
Right, and a bad franchise will trade two players that should never be traded, and that's what New Orleans about to do.
Now look, let's be real. We already said this. The players run the league.
Right.
I literally watched how we've had some trades that already happened this year. We've had previous trades over previous years. Mm-hmm. The players gonna dictate where they want to go. No questions asked. Right. My issue in this case, as a young player who has yet to show he's the cornerstone of a franchise, I kind of think he's trying to dictate where he's going to go because he doesn't want to be in New Orleans. I truly don't think he want to be in New Orleans. Now, I could be wrong. I ain't calling Zion's people, but I don't think he wants to be in New Orleans.
I'm going to reach out there. I'm going to reach out to Skip. I'm going to find out if Zion want to really be there. I'm going to make a phone call tomorrow.
So you're going to be on Undisputed now?
Yeah, I'm going to make a phone call. I'm just going to make a phone call. You know, we're going to find out about the Zion situation. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to find out about the situation.
Now,
if he really want to be there, he don't want to.
But let's be real. Let's be honest. Young man hasn't played. He hasn't played basketball.
He said he wanted to play.
But he said he wanted to play, but they wouldn't allow it, mm-hmm. right? So my thing on that messes up team chemistry. Now, you also got another superstar. Well, I'm not gonna call him a superstar. You got another player that's down there that's a star.
He's a star. That's
down there, Brandon Ingram, another former All-Star that wants to make some moves and make some things happen. He might not want to play with Zion. You know?
That would be crazy.
Why would that be crazy?
Because why would you want to get rid of Batman?
Mm.
I mean, and I'm not calling Ingram Robin.
Mm.
them two on the court,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it so much easier for everybody else. I mean, you gotta. I mean, we know it's a business, so we know it's a business, but in today's basketball, the more the merrier in today's basketball.
Yeah.
The more good players, the more you want them on your team.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's what today's basketball is about. Getting rid of Zion, I don't care how many draft picks you get, how many players come, it's not going to equal to what he is when he's on the court.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like you said, he done played 2 full seasons game-wise, and he done been an all-star 2 times. So that lets you know that lets you know what he is at all times. He's the best player on the court whenever he's there on that team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to run. New Orleans probably going to trade him because of everything that's going on, because they just a bad franchise.
And that's what I'm getting at. When you're a bad franchise, right, and you consistently know that you're bad, doesn't matter if you go and win 50 games one year, you know that you're not really on the trajectory to continue to just keep rising and going better and getting better, bringing in better talent. Bad small market franchise.
I wouldn't trade Zion.
Me neither.
He would have to come out and say it in front of everybody.
Me either, because you'll never get equal value for him.
I would think the crazy thing is coming into the season after the draft, he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He's healthy. Like, no one has seen him since he took that little photo of him and the young lady, and he was in great shape to me. So that's the things I'm talking about. Like, if New Orleans trade him is a bad trade, the team that gets Zion wins. Plain and simple.
I agree. I think any team that grabs Zion Williamson right now would be the winner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what nobody say. Like, I see a lot of people with joking and saying, "Man, you crazy on if I trade Zion for the number 2 or number 3 pick in the draft." I'm like, bro, like you just said, you've been a 2-time All-Star and you only played basically 2 years.
Yeah, them kids that's coming out ain't no Zion. We knew what we was getting with Zion when he stepped foot on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
From the YouTube days on down, we knew what we was getting with Zion. We knew he was going to be a pro. Like even coming into his freshman year of college, and he coming in with a top 5. His class was a top 5 class. Then he had a top 5 teammates, and at the end of the day, he was the best player all the time.
Mm-hmm.
On the court. Like, come on, man. And you see what happened to them. You see what's happening to them guys. They like Zion, the only one that actually is living up to the hype coming out of all of them. So
yeah, because
Cam
fell off. He done been on 3 or 4 teams
Cam
now.
a journeyman.
Yeah, he done turned into a
journeyman in 4 years in the NBA. He a journeyman.
And then RJ,
he just a person.
everybody just saying he's just a solid player.
He's just a person that get to shoot shots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not even really effective. He get to shoot shots because of what he was drafted at. So he get to shoot. You get to shoot those shots. You know what I'm saying? So, but he doesn't affect the game.
Don't move the needle as a superstar.
He don't affect the game like the other 2 guys over there in New York. He don't make. I haven't seen the man hit a big bucket ever.
Yeah, he had some moments in the playoffs this year.
Like I said, I ain't seen the man hit a big bucket ever.
That's so disrespectful to RJ though.
I'm not disrespecting
because
him.
But we can't compare that to them though because we know he's not there.
We know he's gonna get 19 a game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he getting 19 shots. You know what I'm saying? So he should be getting 19 a game. It just you get shots. That doesn't mean you're good. That just means, I'm pretty sure if the Knicks would get rid of him, they will get rid of him.
So watch this, right? I'm playing devil's advocate here. You know I always do this.
Mm-hmm.
I always do it. Zion averages 26, 7, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's his career numbers, right? In my opinion, if you can get 26, 7, and 4, and you know that's guaranteed 26, 7, and 4, I would take that trade every day of the week for a projected lottery pick. I'm sorry. Like I know everybody like, oh, you got Brandon Miller coming. Oh, you got Scoot Henderson coming. Pause. My whole thing is, them dudes are still projects. You got to put them in the right spot. You got to have them hid. You got to make sure they fit. You got to do all of that. It's no way in the world that I'm going to turn down what Zion can give me. Because maybe, just maybe, he needs a change of scenery to basically grow and evolve. And I know everybody out here that's going to watch is going to say, well, what about the money? What about the money? All of them are going to get paid.
Exactly.
You get paid in the league if you do good. You're going to get paid.
You're going to get paid.
So you can't get mad when they sign you to what the numbers say you're supposed to get.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 2-time All-Star in his 4 years in the league. He's been in the mix. He's done good. I just said 26, 7, and 4. That's good. That's damn good.
That's a hell of average.
So that's a very good average for a project because we still don't know if this is a finished product.
No, because he's probably working on this game. Meaning his game probably gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? He gonna rely on less athleticism sooner than later and more talent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He probably. I mean, it's just so many variables to how good Yo can be. Like how good he can be for the next 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, anybody who's down in the dumps type team, Charlotte, bring Zion down there, Charlotte. Charlotte won him and Melo Ball go crazy out there.
And that's the thing though. I truly think with him, he needs to go to a team, either a team like Charlotte that already has another star that they already built around and they can say we can grow together, or he needs to go to a team that has an established front office that's ready to build him up, where they can push him. So like, all right, like this, right? I'll go here. Look at a situation like a player that's been through this already, like Zach LaVine, right? I'm gonna use Zach LaVine.
Okay.
Zach LaVine went to a bad franchise in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got traded to another bad franchise in the Bulls. Because this ain't the Bulls that had Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Right.
This is a whole different regime that's in the building, right? And what they did, they changed the GMs to try to evolve, basically bring in winning culture.
Right.
With DeRozan and Vujacic and Caruso. So you tried to change it and bring in a brand new culture.
Right.
That doesn't work because now you see Zach LaVine like, I want to get out. He's been saying it for the last 2 years. I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. Because he didn't go to a team that had an established winning type culture, right? I need to see Zion in a spot where he can go, either he's going to go somewhere where he's going to have a strong GM, head coach that will push him to go and get better, or he could wind up like Zach LaVine because the numbers are going to always be the numbers.
Yeah.
He's a talent. But if you want to see the evolution, the generational talent, you got to go somewhere where you can try to build and win.
Right.
And that's the issue
like
when you have a lot of these guys go to these bad teams. Like you saying Atlanta.
That trade look good.
It looks good on paper.
Yeah, on Zion's behalf, for who he's going to go play with.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind that. All right, they're young, they're hungry, they actually be making noise in the playoffs. You know, maybe I might be that piece that get them over the hump.
So like, all right, I'm just being realistic, right? And this might make somebody happy when I say this, but I'm just being real. Let's say he gets traded to the New York Knicks. The one thing that I can say that's stable in New York is Tom Thibodeau is going to push you and he's going to coach you to get better. Okay? Here's another thing. Zion wants to be on the big stage. He wanted to be in New York.
From day one.
Right. Now, wouldn't it be kind of crazy if they could make this move happen? And guess what? They got the assets.
Oh, yeah,
you got Quickly.
Shit.
Yeah. Watch this. No, you ain't going to get rid of Barrett because that's his boy. See, you got Julius Randle. You got Quickly. You got Obi Toppin. And you got a draft pick. Here in New Orleans, this is the core young guys that we had. Give us that superstar generational talent to go in with RJ and Brunson. Right? You might have something right there.
Right.
And you say, you're in a good spot. You're in the big city. You got a stable coach.
If
you can make something happen.
Would you
Hold
want
on.
that?
Say it again.
If you're the Knicks, would you want that?
Hell yeah.
You just for the Zion factor, not breaking off your young chemistry and all that stuff like that.
You're building young chemistry anyway.
Okay.
We just said he's a 22-year-old potential generational talent.
That's tough. If I'm New Orleans, I don't want nothing you just named.
Well, okay, and I agree with that.
If I'm New Orleans, I don't want nothing you just named.
So let's look at all the options, right? And all of the different spots where we could go at with this, right?
I'm trying to milk you for everything you got, for real.
Right, and that's everybody. But let's just be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
You got Charlotte at the number 2 spot. So you know that the number 2 pick is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Brandon Miller right there, right? Cool. That's what the option would be. Unless they would actually go for Scoot Henderson. So you know you're trading that. That's not enough. You need more.
No, you're right.
So
Charlotte don't have nothing off.
And Charlotte has nothing because they're not going to trade LaMelo Ball.
Oh, no.
I would be a fool to trade LaMelo Ball.
It's the key
to him going down there.
Yeah.
So that's one part. But then you look at a team like Portland. Portland's not going to make that move because that means you're going to just have Zion and Dame. That ain't enough, especially in the West when you got Denver, you got the Lakers, you got Memphis who will still be in the mix. You got the Kings that's still coming up and growing.
Dame ain't gonna be there this season.
And that's what I'm saying. You have a lot of moving parts that could happen.
Dame will be traded draft night.
But if you look at a team like New York, because you'll never get equal value.
You're right. You're never gonna get equal value for the player, for the player coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know what you're getting with these draft picks. They may look good on paper. They may look good on TV, but when they get into the fire, they may not be ice cold like they was. So
I'm reading some of the messages right in the live, and thank you for joining. If you're on the live, we on YouTube live, we on IG live right now. We all over the place with this BSN today, and we're gonna keep growing this. But here's one of the statements, I should say, not a question. He hasn't earned anyone's trust. Smart GM would not trust him because of his unavailability and his style of play. At his style will keep him injured. All of them are injured though. All of them are injured. Literally, let's look at who made All-NBA this year. Joel Embiid, reigning MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He only played 66 games. Jokic, reigning Finals MVP, played 69 games. These guys don't play 82 games anymore, y'all.
No,
so you have to expect them to miss, I hate to say this, 25%
30 games
of the game, like 25% of the season.
Yeah.
You're going to miss about 15 to 20 games. They ain't playing 82 games.
But no one playing.
I think this year we had 2 or 3 people in the NBA that played 82 games. And none of them were superstars.
Right.
They don't play that many games, y'all. So we can't keep going into that and saying, oh, well, this guy doesn't give me enough. Now, in Zion's case, he doesn't give you enough. Because playing 28 games in a season is just not enough. But I think he needs to change the scenery. Any GM right now in the league, if they say Zion's available, from Denver, who just won the title, to the worst team in the league this year, the Washington Wizards, all of them would be looking for a trade for Zion Williams.
Right.
Because he is a generational talent.
That's what need to be trying to get Zion. The Wizards.
Nah, he ain't gonna get him. And it's funny, like I just literally just.
No, I mean I know they're not gonna get him because they don't have nothing to give.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, I would be shooting everything I had to get Zion. Zion and Chris Paul make Chris Paul want to stay. I think Chris Paul
Chris Paul ain't staying in no Washington. Stop.
I don't know.
Just stop.
I don't know. I think Chris Paul, he always got to prove his worth. Just like his last go round in
you know what?
KC.
You know what? You're 100% right. He's going to prove his worth. You know how? He's going to play for 2 weeks. And then after he plays for 2 weeks, he's going to be like, yo, I got to get out of here, dog. We 1-7. It's time to go. Give me the buyout.
I ain't going to say that. He wasn't. He did what he was supposed to do to OKC.
That was okay. But, all right, there's a difference. OKC, quiet as it's kept. You had Gilgeous Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
You had Schroeder.
Mm-hmm.
Dort. You had some quality guys that were role play guys that could help and win.
But them guys was the same team that only won like 14 games a season before. All them guys was there the season.
They ain't win no 14 games a season before. Russell Westbrook was down there with him. What you talking about? Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Russell, they got traded for each other.
Chris Paul got traded for Russell?
Yes.
You sure?
I'm 100% positive.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
But the thing was, everybody thought Chris Paul was going to leave OKC.
Right.
And he didn't. He showed everybody, I can do this here. But at that time, I felt as though Chris Paul still had enough juice in the tank to lead him to the playoffs. In my opinion right now, no. It's no way in the world Chris Paul can lead the Washington Wizards with Kristaps Porzingis, who's also on the trading block, Kyle Kuzma, who just opted out of his deal. That telling you, I ain't gonna be here.
Nah, he looking for.
He might. And I'm gonna be real. If I'm Kuzma, and I know this is going later on when we do another show about free agency. Mm-hmm. But if I'm Kuzma, Detroit, I'm coming home, baby. Y'all need a star.
Oh, he ain't gonna star, but yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
They're gonna pay him like one. I go play in Detroit. They're gonna pay him like one.
The motherfucking right.
You pay me like one, I'll go pay.
If you gonna pay, I'm gonna go play. Exactly. And that's the whole thing with him. But now we going back to what I'm just finished saying. There's no way in the world that you're Chris Paul. You're gonna go sit in Washington and play with nothing because they don't even have a high draft pick.
Right.
Like when I say a high pick, they don't have one of those generational talents that can change their franchise. So it's no way in the world.
So would you trade the pick for a proven player?
What, in Washington?
Yeah.
Washington ain't getting nothing. Come on, man. Stop. Washington Wizards are the G League of the NBA. If you play for the Wizards, you just get yourself ready to go play for another team next season or at the trade deadline. Come on, dog. That's what it is. I feel bad for anybody that's a real season ticket holder and a fan of the Wizards because they're not investing into their team.
Nah, they're just doing it wrong. They're doing it wrong. They're doing it really wrong. Like, the people in charge doing it wrong. First and foremost, I think they did John Wall wrong. Mm-hmm. That's building block number one. Because once players see that your franchise don't got your back, when you need them to have your back at the most vulnerable time, that's when people like, I ain't trying to go there and play. Mm-hmm. That's why they can't sign free agents. No real free agents anyway. They can go find some dudes just trying to hoop.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a major problem.
Yeah.
Because how can you grow a team or a franchise when, like you just said, you ain't even investing to the one guy that was your star? Now, I will say this. They did pay Bradley Beal. They played him. They paid him. But again, your best ability is availability. That man missed more games just like Zion did.
What I'm saying is he wasn't the one you should have. Like I said, they should have put their faith in John Wall. They said they couldn't play together. One of them had to go. You go with the one that when he healthy, he gets you to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Bradley Beal has never got you to the playoffs as the one as the show when he's the number one.
Yeah, but that ceiling and that whole era is gone.
Yeah, it was
completely gone. But now let's go back before we get done with this Zion thing. Do you think they should trade him? Yes or no?
No.
Do you think he's going to get traded? Yes or no?
Yes.
East or West?
East. You don't need him to give you 40, 44 times.
Okay.
Because when he plays, he's gonna give you 40. If he's playing bad, he's gonna give you 40 when he play you.
You talk about the Pelicans, right?
Exactly.
Well, I think he's going east. I think we're gonna know. I think we kind of on the same page where he's gonna go. I think he just, if it happens to be Atlanta, because I know that's what you're looking at. If it happens to be Atlanta, I'm more skeptical of how Trae Young is going to be able to play and respond because now he wouldn't be the face.
I just think his game would be easier.
Most definitely his game would be easier, but I just don't think he would be the face. Now, if he's traded to, let's say, the Hornets or the Knicks, he is the face. Like as much as people,
no matter where Zion going,
he's the face. So if he was to go to one of those teams, yes, he's the face off the break. Like he's the face. Now, if he goes to a team like, I don't know, Memphis, like you said, I don't think he's going to get traded west. But if he goes to Memphis, they got the assets to flip and go over there. As long as they don't get rid of Bane and Ja, that's your core. That would be a slick little thing. I just don't see that happening. Like I just don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening. I don't know if the two can play together.
That'd be fine. That'd be Gary Payton and Sean Kemp without the defense. I'm just saying, like you throw a whole lot of alley-oops, running and gunning. That's why you gotta keep Bane though, because Bane is the stability.
Right.
Like that's what you would have. But you got the assets now. I'm not trading Jaren Jackson. I like Jaren Jackson a lot.
At all.
I like Jaren Jackson, so I wouldn't trade him.
He definitely can't.
But he would have to be the asset.
That you trade.
That's the only way you can make that move. Because they don't got the high draft pick.
You're right, but nah. I won't make the trade then.
That's why you can't make that trade. You just can't make that trade.
Well, what we got? 2 weeks?
Well, we got till Thursday for the draft.
Yeah.
And then free agency kicks off, I believe, July 1 or July 7.
2 weeks when the free agency.
But I think this summer's going to be crazy with a lot of trades and moves.
There'll be a lot of crazy trades.
Mm-hmm. That's something that we haven't seen.
So you think they're going to buy Chris Paul out?
What, Washington?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Why wouldn't it? That saves them money and make Phoenix pay some money back. Matter of fact, let's stay on the NBA real quick. I got to talk about this. You know I'm a KD guy. I love KD, Kevin Durant. But I got to ask this question. Did Phoenix give up too much to get Bill and KD to be on that team? Do you think they gave up too much?
Well, they didn't have a lot to give.
They didn't have a lot to give.
They didn't have a lot to give.
Yo, you gave up Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. I'm just talking about from both of these big trades. So at the trade deadline, you gave up.
Yeah, I mean, but
you gave up some core pieces, man.
Yeah, okay, they gave you some core pieces that played with Chris Paul. There was core pieces that played with the Chris Paul Phoenix, not the guy with the Durant Phoenix. I think Phoenix were going to sign some really decent role players to play with them guys.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys, some 3-and-D guys, because now you got
Robert Covington.
Well, he's been there before.
You can sign Cam Reddish. That motherfucker could come there.
Oh, yeah, Cam Reddish would be a great 7th or 8th man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna get a lot of ISOs and stuff like that he can. Most likely he ain't gonna have a great defender on him. I mean, there's gonna be some players that want to play with him. There's gonna be some guys that want to play with that team. I mean, it almost sells championship on it, but I don't like Aiden.
A lot of people don't like
him.
DeAndre Ayton. Me personally, I don't like DeAndre Ayton's contract. There's no way in the world I would have gave DeAndre Ayton a no trade clause.
Yeah.
Like dumb. Like I would never do that.
It was a good trade at the time. At the time, I mean not trade. It was a good sign at the time because what they thought they was gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's like you said, free agency. Man, I would trade him. I would go get Vucevic.
From the Bulls.
Yeah,
I would like that move. That would be a good move.
Peace.
To be honest with you, I'm looking to trade him, and I'm like, yo, where you want to go? Where do you want to go?
Yeah, because I take some youth for him. At this point, I don't really. If you feel like you can sign some players, give me some draft picks.
Mm.
Give me some young guys like to go to state with. You know what I'm saying? Give me some young guys. Let me get some draft picks in here, so when these guys are ready to go, these guys can develop under them.
Mm.
Like the best way to play basketball is playing against the best basketball players every day at practice. You're only gonna get better.
True.
Playing against KD, playing against Book. I don't even want to say his name. I don't even think he one of the best players. I just think he know how to put the ball in the hoop.
Who, Booker?
No, not Book. Not Book.
Who you talking about?
The trade.
Oh, Bill?
Yeah, I don't like.
Why you hating on Bill?
I just don't like this game.
Hey.
I mean, I feel like he doesn't help you win.
That's a good point. That's a valid point.
Like, yo, you can go get 30, but is your 30 helping us win?
Mm.
Like, at least I know when KD and Buck score 30, it's helping us win. They scoring at timely moments.
But you now you gotta look at where he at now. He ain't the number one or the number two option. He's the third option. So now anything he give you, now let's be realistic. KD gonna give you 25 minimum.
Yeah, but his eyes closed.
Booker gonna give you 25 minimum.
His eyes closed.
And now with Booker being more on the point, because I think he's gonna be the one that's gonna be running the point guard, it opens up more for a guy like Bill to get one-on-one or be wide open for catch and shoot. And that's all you want him to do anyway, because that's all you want to do is score.
What you think about Russell Westbrook going famous?
That won't happen. See, like, I know, Mike, that you love the OKC Thunder.
No,
I know you did, and
that.
all that love that they had down there. Them niggas ain't playing together no more, man.
You couldn't see it. You couldn't see it happen.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm messing around, but Westbrook and KD ain't happening, yo. That ain't happening.
For a common cause, anything can happen.
What's the common cause?
Championship.
Who already got it?
Well, KD got a championship. We ain't talking about KD. We talking about Westbrook. Westbrook ain't playing basketball for money no more. He playing basketball to win the championships.
What if Westbrook stays with the Clippers?
What if?
He got a shot at winning with them.
I don't think PG gonna be there. I think they gonna trade PG.
Well, that could happen too with the money.
I think they're gonna trade PG. I think that project is done too. I think that project done over in the Clipper land. You can't have two of them that hurt every week.
Every week.
You can't have two of them.
But you know what's funny where we getting at. You know what's funny where we getting at, and this is what we was talking about with Zion. Yeah, all of these guys are always hurt.
Yeah, but Zion has a youth moment.
And that's why
they don't.
And that's why I've said Zion is the diamond in the rough. Because all you gotta do is literally say, yo, I can change it. I can push him. I'm gonna put everything around him to make him better right over here.
Like the Zion part, he's a youth. So you can look at the youth as like he got time to his body to develop fully. Those two men, they grown men.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of them gonna have to go, cause I can't be paying both of y'all max money and both of y'all out. Can't pay both people max money, both of y'all out. So,
which one goes? You saying PG?
I think they're gonna go with PG.
He's cheaper.
And he don't have no rings. He haven't won on the big stage.
Kawhi don't really want to play basketball though.
That's cool. You finish your contract out, you can go then. But as of now, you playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it. And he know how to win. Kawhi, he has won championships, so he know how to win. PG he's another superstar who, in the moment, he don't perform well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the moment, he don't perform well. I mean, he's a superstar, but at those moments when superstars and this is one of the things that I said that sets LeBron away from all these motherfuckers that's so-called superstars. Yo performs in the moments. Even if he lose, he perform in the moments. Now he done had some bad moments,
mm-hmm.
but he has performed in those moments. The other guys will perform in the moments. So Paul George is an example of a superstar who doesn't perform in the moment.
Okay.
So
I respect that. I respect that.
He would have to go.
But it's all about that money too.
They making the same amount of money,
and that's the problem.
So
now I'll say this. Right now, the way that the team was constructed, Paul George was kind of like the point guard. Now we gotta give credit to Paul George. He stepped up when Kawhi tore the ACL against Utah.
Mm-hmm.
He stepped up and he performed well. They just didn't have enough to beat Phoenix. I think if they can, and it's funny because it's the Chris Paul effect.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets hurt at the wrong time of the year, there's nothing you can do about that. Injuries are a part of it. But that's what's been going on with Paul George and Kawhi. What, this year?
I think he's gonna play
when he extended the leg.
When Claude got hurt. What was that, game 3?
Game two.
When he got hurt game 2, I think Paul George probably could have played game 4 and game 5. But I felt like he was on his shit. Like, I'm not going out there without him. Because if we lose, it's gonna be
pandemic peak.
If we lose, he was out there. I was out there bumming it up.
I think he would have actually got a pass because now you'd have been playing with Westbrook.
No, Westbrook performed well in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna switch gears because we ain't gonna talk about these injured players. We're gonna talk about the team that won the championship. Okay. We talk about the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations to them, first championship in franchise history. And we're gonna talk about who they call the real MVP, Nikola Jokic. The man was a beast. He almost averaged a triple-double on the regular season. He averaged a triple-double in the playoffs. He won the finals MVP. He pretty much solidified his legacy so far in the NBA. As a second-round draft pick, he's won 2 MVPs. A lot of people felt as though he should have won 3 in a row. He's now won the finals MVP. I got to ask this question. I know we've been talking about it recently a whole lot. But I'm going to ask this question. Is Nikola Jokic a top 5 center all time in the NBA?
No. Not to me. I mean, what he's doing right now is great, but he's still don't play no defense. And when you look at all these centers, they're supposed to protect the house. He don't protect the house. He's you score me, let's go back down the court. That's the only thing that I don't like about how people forget what basketball is about. Basketball is a 2-lane sport. Offense and defense. Not just, he do everything well on offense, so we just going to put him up there with the other guys. Like, yeah, he just going to just put him up there with all the guys like that. Like, it's so disrespectful to, like, I know, I'm going to get criticized. It's so disrespectful to guys like Dwight Howard, who had to do it on both ends.
Dwight Howard ain't never had no offensive game like Nikola Jokic.
No, he didn't have offensive game but he gave you 20, 10, and he protected the house. He protected the house, and he got a couple.
But before you go deep, because I know where you're going at, right? I know where you're going. All of these guys have different skill set that got them to the league, right?
Right.
And all of them have won their way. So I'm going to just go give you a list of centers.
You give me a list of centers, all of them.
And I get it. And I'm not only want no rankings, because I ain't doing that tonight. We're going to do that another day.
Right.
But when we go and you look at it, you say, Olajuwon, Dwight Howard, Pat Ewing, Shaq, David Robinson, Embiid, Jokic, Wilt, Kareem, Russell. Just gave you 10, right? Just off the top. Just those 10. They might be considered the 10 best bigs of all time in the NBA, right? Every last one of them have done it a different way. Olajuwon was known as the most all-around skilled big at the time because not only did he give it to you offensively, he was killing you on defense too, right? He had more steals from the big man spot than every big ever, right? Then, and I'm going to throw another big in there because I don't want to forget about him, Dikembe Mutombo. Mutombo was a guy that was known for protecting the rim, right? We look at Shaq, most dominant big ever. One thing about Shaq, though, Shaq didn't want to play no defense neither. Shaq played defense because he knew he had to play defense, but he didn't want to play defense. Dwight Howard was a defensive-minded center, like Bill Russell. Wilt Chamberlain was the all-around guy. Like, I'm the dominant force. I'm going to protect the rim. I'm going to do everything. Kareem, we already know a lot of us are biased to Kareem. Your pops would have been in here. You've been cussing us out right now. But Kareem is that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the guy known for giving you buckets. I'm getting buckets. But we didn't say, well, Kareem was the best defensive big. He was known for getting buckets, right? So when you look at, and I ain't even going to go into Embiid because I think Embiid he's an offensive skill player. But he plays defense very well too. His issue is
his net was before he became an offensive player.
Mm-hmm.
He was a defensive stopper.
Right.
He was like, this is my thing. That's my only thing about Jokic. I love Jokic. I love that he's not like the rest of the bigs I see playing today, because when he got a small guy on him, he attacks him.
Mm-hmm.
He don't shy away or shoot a fade away. He go right at him. Like when I watched the
Finals.
I was watching the finals, and I was like, he playing against the Heat, and they try to play zone, and he ended up on a guard. I'm like, and he go right at the guard. I'm like, what is y'all doing? Like, this is the worst thing y'all can do, because it was trying to save Bam. I'm like, yo, at this point right here, there's no saving Bam.
You just gotta go.
Exactly. He got even the Lakers. Even when the Lakers did the we gonna put what's it, Hachimura?
Rui.
It's Hachimura on him and have
AD camp and try to help.
Yeah. Even that didn't work, because he's still Hachimura. He's 6'8", 6'9". He's still
Just shoot over time.
Exactly. About time.
AD get there, it's too late.
Or he dumping it.
Mm-hmm.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
skill.
Or he dumping it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just things like that. I respect everything for him, but like I said, we gonna have to sit and talk and do our research. You know how we sit down and do our research, do numbers and all that like that. But
well, I'll give you a number right here.
Most of the guys you name has been on the defensive team.
Right. Now I'm gonna give you a number here, because it is an all overall thing, right? But I'm gonna just go here. MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
The man got more MVPs than Shaq.
Right.
He's got more MVPs than Patrick Ewing.
Right.
He's got more MVPs than Elijah Vaughn and David Robinson. He's got more MVPs than Embiid. He's tied with the same amount of MVPs. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. He should have been tied with the same amount of MVPs as Moses Malone.
Okay. But you know how.
And I get it. I get the politics of it, right?
No,
I definitely get the politics of it.
2. That's what you get.
Yeah,
That's
he's got
what
2.
And the NBA right now, you only gonna win 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you win 3 in a row, you go into territory that
Nobody's
no one's been.
Except Larry Bird.
You know what I'm saying? So that territory is we can't, especially if LeBron never get it. You definitely doing it if Bron never got 3 in a row.
Damn, you know what's funny? Jordan didn't either.
No. They found people's in every segment of that, they found people to say, nah, not this year. Like honestly, Greek can win MVP every year. Honestly, Greek hands down. I mean, I know everybody say Jokic the best player in the league, but I'm gonna keep it a bang. Greek the best player in the league. And you can see by what happened to his team when he went down. Greek the best player in the league. His numbers and Jokic's numbers ain't no different. He just can do some shit that Jokic can't do.
And that's what?
And he's a better,
Dunk.
I mean, well, Jokic dunks too, but I'm just saying.
Jokic don't dunk. Jokic be like, take you to get a dunk.
Yeah, he do the forehand dunk.
Yeah,
he did the forehand dunk. So, and Greek is a rim protector.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. He protects the house. You know, so that's
Greek is a help D protect house. He ain't going 1-on-1 and be like, all right, cool, we did.
Greek got a defensive player of the year.
What that? Oh, okay. You know what? No disrespect.
He got defensive player of the year and the MVP in one season.
Should have went to AD.
Hey, everybody gonna say something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like last year.
But Greek is not a center.
No, he's not a center. He whatever you want him to be.
Right. He's a utility player. He's the utility 5-star player, 5-star player for baseball.
What position you want me to play? But Jokic is right now. He's not the best center because he's not the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
So you try hold. So you try to say he ain't the best center in the game?
I'm saying the best center in the game is the person who won the MVP.
Wow.
He's the most valuable player in the league. He's not the most valuable player on.
So let's do this, right?
He's the most valuable player in the league.
And I know we're gonna wait till the crew come in, because when the crew come through, we're gonna really like sit down and do this. But most valuable player
doesn't mean you the best player.
Doesn't mean you the best player. And that's something that we have talked about for a while in BSN. You might be the most valuable player in the league for a season, but that don't mean you the best. And I get that, and that's why I like what you said about with Greek.
Like I said, he's the best player in the league. But this year, the MVP is the MVP. It's not a lot to it. The MVP is the MVP. You can't say, yo, Jokic did the same thing he did last year, just like Embiid did the same thing he did last year. Like for that, hey, it's people yelling that Embiid should have won it last year.
Embiid should have, in my opinion, and I've been saying this for a while. I feel as though Jokic's first MVP, that was Embiid's MVP.
Exactly. So we're in a place in a league now when they're giving MVPs to people to not give them to other people. But excuse me, as long as you're performing at that level, somebody not gonna get it. It's
only one person.
Yeah, it's 400 something players that's not gonna get that award. So now, Embiid, next thing is, all right, I won it. Now he got to prove it in the big game, because this is one of the biggest things I was talking about before the season about Jokic. Denver sucked when he was one of the MVPs. It was 6 seeds and 4 seeds and all that. They wasn't like, I'll give him MVP, but he not even bringing them up to that, losing in the first round and stuff like that. This year, he does everything different. He brings his team up to the number 1 seed in the West. They lose 2 games in the playoffs, and he gets the Finals MVP, but he don't get the season MVP. So it's like, was we too quick? Was we too quick to give him the MVPs because his teams wasn't performing? And when his team performed, it's like, oh, we can't give it to him because he don't want to already. So we gotta give it to somebody else.
And that's the politics.
Yeah,
that's the politics, and I get it.
And that's one of the things. Like, did we give him? Did he get MVPs too fast? Because let's just sit back and think about it. People in the room probably saying, "Nah, I don't think Denver never gonna win. I don't think Denver ever gonna win a championship. I don't think they're never gonna win a championship." Then that boom, they win a championship. You're like, shit, they won a championship, but we can't give them MVP. We can't give him 3. People sitting in the room saying we can't give him 3. And then he performs in the playoffs unbelievably. You like, shit, he deserved the MVP. And then you look, like you said, Embiid should have won it. You like, shit, when we should have given it to Embiid that year, and he had 2 in a row. He'd be coming off 2 in a row in the Finals MVP.
It looked better. It definitely would look better. But
the same thing with the Greek.
That's narrative. Yeah, it's the same thing. That's a good
Greek
narrative.
Got 2, boom, boom, boom. He got 2, boom, 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 and arguably, you could say
You should have got 3.
Exactly. And then the year he don't get it, and the year he don't get the MVP, and the year they win the championship. Yeah. The same thing. Like, are we giving these MVPs?
So this is what you're saying to me, right? And my Philly fans is watching right now on the YouTube. We appreciate y'all being on here. So what you're saying is that Embiid gonna win MVP again this year, Philly gonna lose, and then next year, the following year, Philly gonna win championship?
That's what I'm saying. I definitely ain't saying that. I'm saying crazy scenario. I had to call it. I'm giving it Greek.
Coming back with his 3rd. That now look now if Greek
so much he has to prove now.
If Greek wins MVP this year with a brand new coach, and they do some things, because Middleton I think is over the hill. I think Middleton is on the decline big time. If they can make some noise and make some things happen, it's gonna mess them up. If he can make some noise and do some special things and get another MVP caliber season, oh my goodness!
And like I said,
and guess what? That'll be another topic, because we said this last year. Was Greek top 5 power forwards all time already? A lot of people was upset about that.
Yeah,
Remember that?
He was though. Like real talk, he was. And I mean, you know, it's a popularity contest first. But then we look at stats and we look at this and we look at that. We look at MVP. And to where I look at it now, it's like if the same people gobbling up the MVP, every year. We look at 2-2-1. You know what I'm saying? 2-2-1. That's a lot of basketball players that's sitting around like, damn, I had my best season and I ain't won the MVP. So now it wasn't like that when we was younger, looking at ball like, all right, cool. We know Mike got 5, but Mike played what 16 seasons. So that means. And Mike was the best player from day one. We gonna sit here and say Mike was the best player. His numbers really did decline until you start winning championships. Mike should have had more MVPs, honestly, when Magic and Larry Bird was sucking them up in those early years when they was sucking them up and Mike was averaging 40. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Boston.
Pause.
Oh my bad. Pause.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we can't be too reckless. We can't be too reckless on here, man. We can't be too reckless.
But yeah, it's really crazy.
But at the same time, I agree with that. I think Mike, when he won his in '88, that stopped the train.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we talk that politic thing, Bird got 2. I'm sorry, 3. Yeah. 84, 85, 86. Mm-hmm. And then Magic get his in '87. And it's like, well, Jordan just shows everybody what he was in '88.
Exactly.
And then it's like, all right, Jordan got his, but we owe Magic too.
Mm-hmm.
Magic wasn't better than Jordan in '89. Magic wasn't better than Jordan in '90. But they had to save him.
This is the thing. It's the we forgot. Just like the Kobe thing. They forgot. They forgot about Kobe.
Right.
They forgot about Kobe. Like shit. Kobe like even this. They just did the Kobe and Shaq thing. Y'all play together so we can't get y'all MVPs. You know, even though Shaq did get one with them, but come on, man. Shaq should have 3 MVPs.
What 3?
Huh?
What 3?
I said the 3 in a row. He was the most dominant player. I mean, well, the one year he was hurt, so he was hurt that one year, right? Mm-hmm. The second year when he was hurt. I'm
looking at it from the time when Shaq got hit. Shaq deserved it. Should have been unanimous in 2000. Mm-hmm. 2001, Iverson was the MVP, yo. Like
no, I'm not.
I know. I'm just trying to see. You said 3 in a row. I'm trying to see what 3.
He was just the best player. Shaq was the best player. When they was winning championships in LA, he was the best player.
Yeah, but that don't mean he had the better season.
Yeah.
So all right,
yeah, and I get what you're saying with the better season, but like we just said not too long ago, just because you're the best player, don't mean you
just because you're the most valuable don't mean you're the best player. Yeah. I get it. I totally get it.
No, AI deserved it. No knocking AI, but Shaq got a consolation prize.
The Finals MVP ain't no consolation prize. That's the prize you want. That's the prize you want.
That's the consolation prize when you don't win the MVP.
So you saying that Paul Pierce got the consolation prize in 08?
No, Paul Pierce never was the MVP.
Exactly. So that's not a consolation prize. He was the guy in that series.
I'm talking about for a player. Mm-hmm. That Shaq caliber player.
I got you. I know. I was
like those type of players should have. Shaq, there's no way that we can say and be like that. Shaq, I want to be. That's why somebody gonna actually argue that Jokic is better than Shaq.
Hell no.
Listen to what I'm telling you. They're gonna bring up Jokic. He got 2 MVPs. He got a Finals MVP. That gonna become an argument as Jokic win awards. Be like I said, he still got a good 7, 8 years that he gonna be dominant. Mm-hmm. Because as the NBA go on, they're still gonna play small ball and all that, and then we're gonna be like, oh, yeah, you just gonna be bigger than everybody. You gonna be bigger than everybody, and that's gonna happen. And he gonna start winning stuff like that. Then when we look at it at the end, you be like, damn, this motherfucker Jokic may end up with 4 MVPs, mm-hmm. 3 Finals MVPs.
You think they gonna go back and have another chance of winning another title?
Not right now. I think it's gonna be the teams gonna catch up. I think teams gonna catch up to what they did. Mm-hmm. And what happened after you win a championship in today's sports? Everybody want money.
Everybody want money. Yeah.
So them guys that did the most, like the Michael Porters and all them, they're gonna start asking for more money. So that stuff hurt. That when you win, stuff like that hurt you. So you know. Yeah. They can, honestly, if they can keep the core together.
So it's already know that the core is Jokic, Murray, and Porter Jr. Those are the 3 guys that they paid. Yeah. Gordon is there. Right? I think Gordon's going to stay, though. I think he's happy to stay. It's Bruce Brown. If they lose Bruce Brown, that's the problem.
You know what I'm saying? That's somebody going to want money. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Because you think about it like, all right, I'm never going. If I'm Bruce Brown, all right, you just got your NBA championship. Now what you want? I want to get paid. I don't need that. I don't need it now. I done got it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get all the money I can get. And if it's not from Denver, I don't care where you send me. I just want to be paid. Because when it's all said and done, I just want to not have to work when I finish working. So that's
you don't want to be a TV announcer.
Nah, I don't want to be on TNT. I don't want to be on ESPN. I want to sit at home and throw shit at my TV. That's what I want to do.
Right.
But for guys like Charles and Shaq, that shit work for them. They have the personality for TV, so that shit work for them.
Right.
That boy Brown, he looking for a payday.
Right. You gonna get paid.
Ain't Gordon. I think I understand what you just said. I think Gordon want to look for some money.
He might, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. Now we go switch gears.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the NFL. The season is right around the corner. OTAs have happened. Quarterbacks have shown up.
Right.
Wide receivers have shown up. Even running backs have shown up. But we want to talk about one running back in particular. We here in Baltimore. This is BSN, Baltimore Sports Nation.
Right.
And we want to talk about the projected starting running back for the Baltimore Ravens. And that's J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins wants money. He wants a contract. He's disgruntled. He's been disgruntled pretty much for a year.
For 2 years.
Going in about 2 years. He's dealt with some injuries. And it's funny how this show has kind of fell into the
injury show.
Best availability.
Mm-hmm.
Your best ability is availability. So this is what this show has turned into today. So I'm going to ask this to my man Mike Dub. Should the Ravens part ways with J.K. Dobbins?
Peace. He be gone. Right now, I be looking for a suitor who's going to give me a draft pick in the 3rd or 4th round next season, and I'm going to go get Cook. I'm going to tell Cook, look, this
you would, now hold on. You would say Delvin Cook.
I would.
You love Delvin Cook.
Why wouldn't I? You act like he done did something wrong.
No, I never said that.
Right now, I think he is what Lamar need.
You want a bell cow running back?
A running back that can do it on all phases.
So J.K. can't do it on all 3 phases?
I ain't never seen J.K. catch a pass a day in my life.
Wow.
Never seen him catch the ball a day in my life. But I know one thing, screenplays and all that would Cook eat that up. He gonna give you what? He can give you 1,500 rushing yards a day. He gonna turn around, mess around, give you 1,000 yards catching. If you use him the way he gets used, man, give me that. I only want one season out of Cook. We can go draft a running back later. Like we can go draft a running back later, but and Cook ain't never said no crazy stuff. Cook got cut because of the money situation that's going on where he coming from. That's his situation. He got cut because of the money situation. I'm not taking a pay cut either. Mm-hmm. I'm a Pro Bowl running back. I ain't taking a pay cut. Y'all had to cut me. Plain and simple. Now, J.K. came and said, I'm a Pro Bowl running back. He came and say that. So, that's the stuff I'm talking about. Like, I'm tired of everybody. Everybody can't get paid. Somebody got to take the back burner to somebody. We giving people all this money, and every franchise giving players all the money. Just look what the Cowboys did. Mm-hmm. Cowboys cut their franchise running back. Yeah. Which to me is a horrible move, because now the guy that you got coming in, he gonna have to run the ball all the time now. Like all the tough yards that young man was getting for Dallas, now you got to get the tough yards. Now you gonna get the 8 in the box, the 9 in the box. Now you got to break. You know what I'm saying? So it's a money thing. He's cheaper. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's always about the money.
It's always
it's always about the money, especially at that running back position.
Right.
My thing with J.K., and is again, your best ability is availability. When he's on the field and he get touches, he's getting yards, he's producing, he's doing everything.
He can't break away no more.
But that's the issue. has the knee injuries
He can't break
caught
away.
up to him.
What's the use of having a running back that once you get in the flat and there's nothing but space, you're still getting caught by a fucking cornerback. And your position is to outrun the people in the secondary, not the people in front of you. Once you get past them, you gotta get past the fast guys, and he can't get away from them. I don't need no running back that can't get away from them. We done seen it. It's some games that we needed him to break away, and we end up getting 3 when he's supposed to got 7.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a guy that I know that's gonna give me 7.
And you saying Cook.
I like Cook.
Now, my thing with Cook is he got the same issue.
What?
He get hurt every year too.
Nah, Cook just take time off.
That's what it is.
He's smart.
So he take time off when he got a dislocated shoulder.
Yeah, he take time
or torn labrum.
Have you ever seen a corner catch him?
I agree with that. Speed.
Do you ever seen a corner catch him?
No.
Exactly. With a broke shoulder, he ain't getting caught by a corner. Or a safety. But, that's it. I'm just liking JK because he's a diva.
Damn.
He, at one time, he was like, yo, he gonna put his ears back, he gonna go run through everybody. And he ain't doing that no more. Like, for all that shit, cut him and let the bus do it.
You'd rather have him anyway, though.
Who?
You'd rather have
Dalvin Cook.
Gus and Dalvin Cook. Yeah.
I would love that.
Why? I don't trust Dalvin Cook.
Okay. Minnesota trust him, and he done been crazy over there. He been crazy over there. Matter of fact, what's the Didn't Detroit?
Hold on, I got some breaking news.
What?
We gonna come back to the NFL.
Okay.
But the NBA trade season is getting ready to roll.
Okay, what we got?
Per my man Woj, Adrian Wojciechowski.
Mm-hmm. Remember, y'all heard it first.
On BSN Presents.
Remember, y'all heard it first.
Portland, Phoenix, and Milwaukee have agreed in principle on a deal, sending DeAndre Ayton and Drew Holiday to the Blazers, Jeremy Grant and Nasir Little to the Suns, and Anthony Simons and the 3rd pick in the 2023 draft to the Milwaukee Bucks. That is big. That is big. We're going to talk about that right now. Let's look at the parameters that's going on with this deal, okay?
Man, they done got them a bucket.
Listen to what I'm telling you. And I can see what they...
Bucket.
Milwaukee is so smart.
They done got them a
Because
bucket.
not only did they say, Drew, we appreciate your services. You got us a championship.
Thank you.
But we're moving on.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of Drew Holiday's money.
Mm-hmm.
Got him off of the books. They know Middleton is going to be pretty much out the door. Right? And when I say out the door, they're pretty much saying, guess what, dog? We either going to bring you back cheap or we ain't bringing you back at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just invested into one of the top 3 picks here. Now, I'm going to say this. We waiting on the Zion news to drop.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, be it Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson, the Milwaukee Bucks have just said, we're going to all in with Greek, and we getting some young talent to build around Greek.
Do you know Anthony Simmons is a fucking walking 25?
Yeah?
He a fucking walking 25. Like, and don't nobody know about him. Don't nobody know about him. Don't nobody. In that trade, that's a steal.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that draft pick. He's a proven bucket getter in the league. When Dane got hurt last season, that boy was putting the ball in the hoop. He looked like a copy, a bigger carbon copy of Dane Dobbins. So Marty just got steal. Shit. And the number 3 pick?
And the number 3 pick.
And what pick did they got? Did they trade a pick away?
No.
So they still get that pick too? So they gonna get 2 first rounders?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's perfect for Greek.
I'm
They still got money. They still gonna have money to sign free agents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like. See, that's what I'm talking about. I like what Milwaukee doing. Now, I don't know what Portland doing. I don't really understand.
I understand what Portland doing. If you get DeAndre Ayton and Drew Holiday to pair up with Damian Lillard,
But see, they still like your neighbor. Like, all right, Drew Holiday, he can be a Robin. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But Aiden not even fucking. He not even a Robin. Yo, like, he gotta be spoon fed to be effective. He don't want to play defense. Like, and Dame made that type of point guard.
That's why you got Drew Holiday.
Drew not that type of point guard either.
What, to play D?
No, the fucking spoon feed the nigga to get a bucket. Aiden gotta be spoon fed. That's why he should be called Chris Paul. He should be buying Chris Paul more shit right now. Because Chris Paul got him that contract.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Chris Paul got him that contract. Like, look, man, we won't run this pick. He ain't know how to run a pick and roll before Chris Paul got that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I get what Phoenix doing. Get him the fuck out of there. Like I said, they might go get my man from Chicago. Go and get him. Go and throw him over there with KD and them. He fit perfect with them. He very skilled too.
I don't know, yo. I don't know, man. I don't know how they gonna get Vujicic now. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to try to make moves happen. But I think this year, like I said, that money, them contracts, that
that Aiden contract,
that new CBA, they had to get one of them contracts up off of them books.
They got two of them now. Got two of them contracts off the books.
Yeah.
Aiden and fucking Chris Paul.
Yeah. And they invested it into Bill,
Exactly.
KD, and Booker.
But what we already know, the numbers on them, that means Phoenix got some money to sign something. Phoenix got a little money somewhere to sign
I like that
something.
trade though more for Phoenix because now you look at it, you get Jeremy Grant, 3-and-D type
Exactly.
big,
Mm-hmm.
Nasir Little, 3-and-T, 3 type
Exactly.
wing.
I just said that. I said they only gonna need some guys that can.
Now you gotta go sign. Now you gotta go sign JaVale McGee.
Yes.
Or bring back the white from overseas.
Even one. You bring both of them.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't get ruler checks, give me both of them.
I'm gonna wait until it's confirmed, but if that trade is what really went down, that's special.
Yeah.
That's special.
And Greek done got some help instantly.
Now we gonna see. Like I said, we definitely gonna see how it plays out because they needed some help. But back to JK. Go back to JK. You saying cut him or get something in assets in return?
I'll trade him.
I say play it out, and this is the reason why. He ain't gonna go sit. He ain't got no big contract.
Right.
So he has to play.
But when he play, he gonna be out of shape. He gonna come. See,
I don't think he's
so
gonna be
many,
out of shape though.
There's so many.
I think
We don't know what type of shape he is now.
that's what I'm saying. So if he complaining about a contract, right? Just play the fifth. All right, cool. Come to camp. Let's see what happens. Because if you don't come to camp, we're gonna find you. And if you bitching about money, you ain't gonna want to lose it.
And that's you think he gonna run this hard?
Yes. You know why? Because he's
Because
playing for a contract. So now you're gonna give me everything you got, so that the suitor that you thinking you can go to can give you that money, and you be like, all right, I did this, I did this, I did this. Cool.
He not gonna get paid.
He might not.
Not here anyway.
Yeah, he might not.
He not
But
here
guess
anyway.
what? This is the reason why I say I play it out. Because if he dips and leave,
Mm-hmm.
we got compensation picks.
Yeah.
So
we got bus.
and we'll be good with that.
Yeah.
We'll be
I
good
said,
with that.
or
And
we-
you just said
or we
it.
can
Draft
trade him.
another one.
We could just trade him.
Yeah, running backs are a dime and
And
dozen.
let him go now and go ahead and get Mr. Cook for the look. Let's make this run.
But see, you just looking at it for Delvin Cook purpose. I
I'ma
can
tell you
see
some
you
funny-
want him to stay in purple.
I'm gonna tell you some funny thing. If he come here, I wouldn't pick him up on my fantasy team. I wouldn't pick him up.
That'll be the whole thing. That'll be the whole thing. Don't pick him on the
I don't
fantasy
pick
team.
no Ravens on my fantasy team. You never
That's
know what
funny.
you're gonna get from them.
All right, we're gonna finish this last segment out right here with this. Baseball. Baltimore Orioles have the third best record in Major League Baseball. The young boys are playing, they're hitting, they're doing some things. The pitching as well. Right now, tonight they're up 7-2 against the team that has the best record in baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays, in Tampa Bay. Mike Dub, I'm gonna ask you this, man: is it fool's gold that the Orioles are doing what they're doing, or is it something for the future that we could be seeing here from the Baltimore Orioles?
We took 5 steps back with Manny and all them and trades and stuff. Now we at step 7. Because step 6 was last season, and we made the playoff push. I don't think we're fool's gold. I just don't think we're a championship team yet. Now, championship teams usually get a ace in the middle of the season or during the trade time to make that run. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting on us to make a trade to get a pitcher that could pitch.
Middle relief.
Not middle reliever, a starter.
Oh, you want
a starter that can play.
Starter.
A starter can go 7 innings in a big game. That's what I don't like when I've been to a couple Orioles games this year. I don't like seeing a starter pitcher coming out in the 5th inning. I hate that. Like, man, I need a guy it's something out here that we gonna be able to trade for soon. That's all I want. When they make that, I think the middle relievers is gonna come when they get off an injury. We got what, 3 pitchers? 3 pitchers on the IR right now, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, we got 3 middle relievers on the IR right now. I think we need to trade and get us a official number 1 or number 2. A number 2, and you make them a number 1 on our staff is fine with me. That right there pushes you over. You know what I'm saying? Cause them guys is hurt. They gonna come back and pitch well. And you know, what's the name? What's the 2 black guys' name? The 2 ones that come in and close.
I know what we talk about, yeah, but I can't think of his name.
Batista? His name Batista?
I believe so.
Batista and the other guy. Like, you know, you got those guys throwing smoke in the 9th inning. So that part. I just think, you know, we're coming to age. If I had to think of a quote for the Orioles, coming to age. We done sat there for the last, 6 years, been bad? But really bad. You know what I'm saying? We got a real manager in there. He done managed the bad players and got good players. He done took the youth movement and made it a regular movement. So I don't think we fools go. I just don't think we're a championship. We're a championship team at the moment. I think a trade here and there, we will be.
I personally think that the Orioles are doing something earlier than expected. I think that
was last season.
No, I think this year was supposed to be, and that's the same thing even then. Yeah, last season they wasn't even supposed to do what they did, and they took it then, and they're growing with it. I think that when I'm saying expected, I didn't expect them to be nowhere near first place. I thought they was gonna be that team that was gonna be like teetering around the wild card spot, kind of like last year, and then they just pushed through. But right now, they could actually go hard and go win the division, and that would be something special for this young group. And I do think they need to acquire some middle relievers to help them out, because if you don't have the pitching staff starting wise to go deep or that true ace, then you better get some quality middle relievers to say, cool, you go 5, guess what? I got the middle reliever to go 6 and 7, then a setup guy, and then a closer. I'm good with that because all I'm worrying about is winning. I don't have an issue with the way you win as long as you win. So anything can happen in that scenario.
I think it's going to happen.
And I think it could happen. Trade deadline is going to be very interesting for Major League Baseball this year. I can't wait to see it. Mike Dub, this has been good, man. We in the studio now.
Yeah, the vibe is always here. We just need the time.
Yeah,
you know
and we got the time now. So we got the time. You're going to see more consistent videos coming from us at the studio, because this is where we're going to be at. And I can't wait for it, man. Like this is something that we've been thinking about, wanting for a while since we left from WMEG.
Yeah.
And now we ready to rock. The Genius is still around. We just going to have to merge them in.
Yes. We're going to get Genius. But Genius is coming.
We got that. We got some more people that will be on, more personnel, I should say. That's what we call it.
More personnel, more guests.
You'll have it all.
More speakers and we don't want y'all to forget, BSN is always alive. We always running. We always making moves. You know.
And we got some more moves coming from BSN too.
Exactly.
So we got some things on deck, man.
Y'all can text us. You can question us, but you know how we like to do things. We're gonna put it out there. We're gonna throw it right at y'all when y'all least expect it.
So once again, we appreciate y'all. We're gonna be back probably next week. Might have some time.
Yeah.
We'll figure out who it is.
Mhm.
But it's your boy GD Fitz, my man Mike Dub.